Hi guys, this is a quick video on how my brother made me realize I was an empath. Believe it or not, it was my brother that made me kind of put two and two together. So back in the day, in my early 20s, I was in martial arts. And my brother and I were in classes together. We trained at different dojos together. But then when I got a little bit older and I started college and moved out, I couldn't keep going to classes, but my brother did because he was a little bit younger than me and he kept going even when I wasn't. So I would wake up and be like, man, my shoulder hurts. Almost feels like someone did an arm bar on me or something, right? And like the next day or later that day, I would see my brother and he'd be like, yeah, my shoulder hurts. We were doing arm bars the other day in class and I kind of tweaked my shoulder. And I'd be like, that's weird. Okay, kind of felt that, but weird, whatever. Then like a couple months later, I was like, man, my knee hurts. That's so weird. And later that day, I'd happen to see my brother or talk to him and he'd be like, yeah, I'm good, but my knee hurts. I hurt my knee in class the other day. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then it would keep happening. So I was like, that's interesting. I keep picking up on like what's bothering him. And then later that day, I'll talk to him or hear from him and he'll mention it. And then one time my brother and I, this is like over 10 years ago, we were at our smoke spot and we had a friend that would always meet up with us, but he didn't have a phone at the time. And so us being stoners, we were smoking on 420. So we're like, hey, let's smoke at 4:20 in the morning on 420. Let's go to the smoke spot, right? So it's like 4 o'clock and we're thinking like, oh, it'd be really cool if our friend was here, but it sucks that he doesn't have a phone. And so my brother had this idea. He goes, let's just think of him. Let's manifest him coming and so that he'll be here to smoke with us. So we literally just kind of kept repeating his name in our mind and out loud. And we're like, it'd be really cool if he was here to share this with us. And literally like 10 minutes later at 4:15, our friend comes driving and rolling into the parking lot, and both my brother and I are like, what? No way, dude. Like, we totally manifested you coming here even though you didn't have a phone and we had no way to get a hold of you. And so that was really interesting. But what really solidified it for me was I wasn't living at home. I was, on my own. And I woke up out of a dead sleep at like 9 in the morning. First off, I'm not a morning person. I don't wake up that early, not unless I have to. And so for me to wake up was really odd. And what woke me up was a sharp pain in my collarbone on the left. And so I was like, that's weird. And I kind of lay back and try to go back to bed. 5 minutes later, my mom calls me. She goes, hey, your brother was in a car accident, but he's okay. The only injury he has is his collarbone from the seatbelt because a lady rear-ended him. But other than that, he's okay. Just wanted to let you know. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I felt that. And so it was actually my brother that taught me and showed me that I'm an empath, especially when it comes to people who are really close to me. But I have empath tendencies, so like when I'm doing readings, like if you have a headache, I'll feel your headache. You have a backache, I'll feel your backache. So it's really interesting being an empath, and I just thought I'd share that story because I've had a lot of people ask me like, well, how'd you figure that out? Believe it or not, it was my brother. That's how.